So this is a Swift Challenger for 580. It's going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. The front of the van, we've got the jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker, you've got your gas bottle and the gas regulator. On top of the gas bottle itself, you've got a gas valve, so anti-clockwise to turn the gas supply off and clockwise to turn the gas supply on. So the gas is turned on when you come into the caravan, so you can ignite everything up on gas should you wish to, and start so you can start going through the caravan and ignite everything up so you can see it's all working correctly. Coming around the side of the caravan, coming down the side of the caravan now, you'll notice you've got the Aldi heating and hot water flue here. That's very much what it says on the tin. It is a flue for when you're running the heating and hot water on gas. Down the bottom here, you've got your wind down leg. You put the leg winder on, wind the legs to the ground, and wind them back up before you travel. All four legs will need to be on the ground when you're using the caravan on site. For the purpose of handover, we only put the one down. You've then got your Truma water pump connect or water pickup connection. So the pipe inside the caravan, you'll see inside the sink, has got a pickup pipe that drops down inside the ack roll. You have a blue trigger on the back that you'll pull back and push into the side of the caravan, and you'll release the trigger and it will lock it into place. The pickup pipe will sit inside the ack roll, but you would need to make sure the ack roll is completely full prior to filling the water system up. You've then got your 100-amp leisure battery on board the van and the mains power lead coming in. Mains power lead pushes into place and connects up there. You all just need to pull the cap back on the connection to allow it to release from the side of the caravan. You've then got your two fridge vents. Two fridge vents are very simply there to allow the fridge system to allow the hot air at the back of it, and you've also got a gas flue for when the fridge is running on gas on the side of the van as well. Show you how to ignite all that and how that operates once we go inside the caravan. Up top there, you've got an aerial for when you're running the radio inside of the caravan. You can pull it out and extend it like you did on some of the older cars to allow the signal to be slightly clearer. Motor mover and wheel nuts. We'll torque the wheel nuts before you leave site, and at the end of the video you'll see a demonstration on how to use the motor mover. With your Super Startup pack, you'll see there is two grey pipes. Now the two grey pipes will go into these larger diameter holes here, and they'll drop down inside the waste tank. So the waste tank is where your waste water comes out. So the fresh water goes in the front, and down the back here you've got your waste pipes. Go into these large diameter holes, drop down inside the waste master, and that will only be the water from your sinks and your shower. It will not be the toilet fluid or anything like that at all. The toilet system at the back here. We'll just pop the key in and open that up so I'll show you that. Then the top one here is where your toilet flush fluid will go. So you'll put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. In the bottom, you've got your toilet waste cassette. Again, I'll just open that up so I can show you what's in there. So you've got your toilet waste cassette, put up the orange handle and pull the cassette towards you. The orange neck here will turn out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. On the back of the cassette, you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away, it allows the waste to come out without it spitting and splattering back at you. You'll notice there's some water in there. It is fresh water in there to allow it to sit and soak. That would need just tipping away before the waste cassette is used. So in that cassette you'll put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid. On the back of the van you can see one of the wind down legs in place just to stabilise the caravan while we're doing the handover. Coming down the door side of the caravan, you've got your storage locker for at the front, for underneath the bed on the caravan, and then just to the left of the door, you've got a 3-pin socket so you can have power out to your awning when you're connected to mains power on site. Coming onto the inside of the caravan now. Above the door, as we walk in, you will notice when you come into the caravan, the radio will be on. On the right hand side above the door here, you've got your master power button for the caravan, so you've got power on and off. The indicator here above will let us know we've got mains power connected to the caravan, and then we've got mains power coming from the post to the caravan. And if you're connected to the car and the caravan, you'll have an orange dot on the car and a green dot on the caravan. Top left hand side here will bring up the leisure battery voltage. Obviously we're connected to mains at the moment, so it's showing 14 volts as the charger is working. And on the right hand side, you've got the vehicle battery voltage when you are connected to the car. Now when you're connected to the car, you will, if you've got the right connection on the car, you will be able to use the caravan fridge as a cool box, and it will also charge the battery on board the van as you are travelling. You also then got your water pump switch, which I'll come back to in a moment. The first thing you're going to need to do when you come into the caravan is open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system. There probably will already be water in the system. If there's not, then I can fill it up if you want to see all that working. When you get here, tap open on the hot side of the water system to fill the system up. The same with the bathroom tap. and the shower also, so all the taps open on the hot side of the water system. Obviously at this point you'd already have your aqua roll connected on the outside and your pickup connection for the water system. Open up the locker on the right hand side underneath the seat, and the yellow valve that you see there is the drain down valve for the water system. So currently it's pointing upright towards the bottom of the seat, so there is no water in the system on board the van. If that valve was flat with the floor, it would allow you to fill the water system up. It's just a rocker switch, so essentially you can push it away from you or pull it towards you, and it will allow you to seal up the water system. But like I said, when it's upright like that, it will drain the system down. I've got your charger in this cabinet as well on the right hand side, and if you look from above underneath the seat, you'll actually see your 240 trip switches, the power switches for the caravan. They've got a spare fuse on the end here, heating and hot water master power switch would need to be on for the heating and hot water to work. The charger switch will also need to be on for the charger to work, and then it reverses the polarities automatically should it ever need to. Then you've got a system shutdown here which will isolate all the power on board the caravan. At the moment the switch is down. If it's popped up, it means that the power is isolated to everything on board the van. You need to push it down for that to work. You've then got your 12 volt fuses here on the left hand side of that control panel. Down below on the door that opens, you'll notice there's a 12 volt fuse list of what each of them 12 volt fuses is for, and then you've got one for your 230 trip switches as well. So with that yellow valve shut and the aqua roll connects on the outside, you can come over to the control panel above the door and hit the water pump switch. Once that water pump is turned on and the water system is completely full, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan. Once that system is full and the water is running out of every tap continuously, you can shut all of the taps back off, and you'll notice the pump turns itself back off. At the moment it won't do that because the system's not full. However, when the system is full and you shut the tap off and the water's coming out continuously, when you shut that off, turn the pump off, and then as soon as you open the tap, the pump will come back on. I'm just going to turn the pump off for now. So you can tell when the pump's turned off because the light isn't on. However, you'll notice if the system's full, when each tap is shut off, then the pump will automatically turn itself off. But you don't need to turn that switch back on, you just need to open the tap for it to operate. Next to that, on the left hand side above the door, you will have your heating and hot water control. So you've got the power button here. I'm just going to turn it off and I'll turn it on and show you how it all works. You've got the power button here. You can press the menu button to go into your home screen. So you've got an indicator here on the top left hand side, so the heating pump is running. You've also then got a mains icon to say that the mains power is running on board the van, and below that you've currently got the internal temperature of the caravan. Hit the menu button. At the top here you'll have your options for the room temperature. So you've got minus or plus to set your room temperature. So you need to press the screen there just to get that to operate. Works a bit like a touchscreen phone essentially. Below that you've got your option for your hot water. So at the moment the hot water's off. When this bar's halfway up, you've got hot water on. And when this bar's completely full, you've got hot water boost for when you're showering on board the caravan. Below that you've got the amount of power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. And this only relates to the heating and hot water system. So you've got 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts. You will need to ask the site office when you arrive on your holiday what they advise to run your heating and hot water at. To operate the heating on gas, which you can run as a combination of gas and electric at the same time, you need to hit the flame symbol. The heating system will automatically kick in onto gas and it will self-ignite on gas. If it fails to ignite on gas, you'll get gas fail at the bottom of the screen with 2 exclamation marks. You will notice hanging up on the right hand side of the door when you walk in, the motor mover control and the power switch for it. Like I said, I will walk you through these in the video shortly. Next up, we're going to go to the fridge. Power on the power button on the left hand side here. At the moment, the fridge is operating on mains, so you'll see that the main symbol is blue, and you can control the temperature on mains or gas on the button on the right hand side here. And you'll notice the more amount of blue blocks you have lit up, the colder the fridge will be. If you want to operate the fridge on gas, you can hit the gas option. The fridge will self-ignite on gas. If it fails to ignite on gas, it will start flashing the blue flame symbol here, and it'll also start flashing the red warning triangle on the right hand side. This is also a reset for the igniter for the fridge when you're on gas, so if you press and hold that, it will allow the igniter to restart. You've then got 12 volt mode. Now, as explained a moment ago, the fridge will actually work as a cool box when you're travelling down the road. Now, I don't know if you can see that at the moment, but it's actually flashing blue on this side and it's flashing red on this side. The reason for that is that we've got no 12 volt connection coming from the car we're towing with, because we aren't connected to a car at the moment. To turn the fridge off, you'll press and hold the power button and it will turn the fridge back off. Microwave works very much like your household microwave, no difference at all there. Hob, grill and oven, just going to show you all that. So, just going to show you everything ignited. Hopefully you can see that in the video. You need to hold the gas valve for a few seconds once it has ignited, just to allow the gas to come through. So that is the hob. I'll show you the grill. That's the hot grill all lit, as you can see. And then down below you'll have the oven. As you can see that. Electric ring will only work when on 240 mains, and that's on the switch on the end here. No indicator on there, unfortunately, to show that that is ignited. You just have to feel to make sure the heat is coming through. The bed does actually lift up for your convenience, so you can access the storage underneath. As you can see, there is a space for a spare wheel there, but it is on the carrier underneath, as we spoke about recently. In the cupboard on the right hand side of the bed, you'll actually see the heating and hot water tank. The heating tank, which is for the Aldi fluid. You'll notice it's above the max because obviously it's on at the moment. But as long as when it's cold, it's between the minimum and the maximum level here, you are absolutely fine and ready to use it. Also in the cupboard, you've got the table for the caravan. And up in the side here, you've got the aerial for the caravan. Loosen it off at the top here. Push it up into position where you need it and turn it to the correct position. Then you have got a handle here at the bottom to wind the angle of the blade on top, which will allow you to get a better signal. You just lock it back in place once it's up in the air, obviously, and in the right position. You need to make sure the front of the aerial is pointing towards the front of the van when you are travelling. So the pointy part of the aerial, that is. In the back of the cupboard here, you've actually got a control here that allows you to turn up the signal boost to maximum, and you will need to turn it on the switch on top when you are ready to use it. Coming through into the bathroom now, and the last thing on the inside of the caravan we're going to go through. Obviously all light switches are around the caravan in various locations. The little ones above the bed and the seating area at the front have got their own individual switches. Toilet system, very simple to use. Electric flush on the toilet, just here. Toilet indicator light that illuminates red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself actually turns for your convenience, as you can see here. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from the side of the caravan, you need to make sure this toilet's in the straight on position. Then below the toilet you have a toilet waste handle to allow the waste into the cassette. So you push that across when you're using the toilet and shut it back off when you're not. You'll also need this in the central position when you remove the toilet waste cassette from underneath the caravan. So I'm just going to go onto the outside of the caravan now and demonstrate how the motor mover engages. While you're here on site, obviously I'll walk you through that again anyway. So to operate the motor mover, you've got the red power key here. And, oh, on the inside of the van, sorry, not out here. Let me go back on the inside. On the inside of the caravan, you will find, underneath the seat, or should be, let me just lift the cushions up. Down here in the cabinet, next to the motor mover power box, you'll find a connection where this pushes into. You turn the key on, so it's pointing towards the outside of the caravan, and then you'll be able to use the motor mover controller to turn the controller on, to turn the motor mover on. So the power switch on the side here. Green light will indicate it is ready to use. Then to engage the motor mover on the wheels, use the two arrows here. Once the blue light comes on, the motor mover will start pushing up against the wheel, as you can see here. you wait until it has fully stopped making any noise. And when the blue light goes out on the controller here in the centre, it means it has fully engaged. You'll then have forwards, backwards, turn, 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 and turn. And then to disengage the motor mover, you'll simply press the 2 buttons here at the bottom. And the motor mover will start disengaging. Obviously you would need to release the handbrake for the caravan to move once it is engaged. You never turn off the power to the motor mover or the controller until this blue light has completely gone out again. So the motor mover is now fully disengaged, so we can turn the controller off, turn the power back off underneath the seat. I will leave the switch in that connection so you know where it is when you come into the van. Underneath the seat here, just lean in, turn the power back off, and that is the motor mover power isolated. Keys just in the cabinet in the front there. So that is the Swift Challenger 580. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give me a call here at the Caravan Company, and I'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thanks again. Bye bye.